Well, rural Alaska public media stations are set to receive millions of dollars in funding boost efforts. That's after a deal Senator Dan Sullivan reportedly struck with the White House and seems to be getting closer to distribution.
Now, according to Sullivan's spokesperson, $4.5 million will be distributed across 15, mostly rural Alaska stations. It's results of Sullivan's deal with the Trump administration after public media funding was cut by Congress. Funding these stations will receive is expected to be the same amount they lost from those same cuts. However, the funding is just a one-time thing. Some media leaders say, while helpful, it makes next year's budgeting plans more difficult.
I think all of the radio stations in Alaska that serve rural places, a lot of biting of the fingernails. That's how we're going to do it. We have a lot of ideas, and the GMs meet pretty much every Friday, and we talk to Alaska broadcasters, and we talk about the things we can do for funding, ideas, and whatnot. We look. I'm trying hard not to be pessimistic about this, but after we receive this money from the BIA, if nothing else comes forward, it's going to be a tough go.
Now, we're told there's no clear deadline set for distribution. It's also not clear whether a potential shutdown would disrupt that distribution. If you'd like more reaction from public media leaders and a full list of stations affected, you can visit our website or our mobile app.
The Department of the Interior has overruled a previous decision on who has legal authority over Native allotments.
Last week, the Department of Interior announced it has reinstated the former solicitor opinion that dictates that the state has territorial jurisdiction over Native allotments, changing a 2024 solicitor opinion that gave tribes jurisdiction over Native allotments.
Now, the news, the Alaska Department of Law said, restores the Interior's prior position. The Alaska Attorney General, Stephen Cox, said, stating in a press release last week, quote, "We are encouraged that Interior has returned to a position grounded in Alaska's unique history. The Supreme Court has often said Alaska is the exception, not the rule. Today's action respects that principle and restores the jurisdictional balance Congress intended, and courts have repeatedly affirmed."
Alaska is home to around 1,700 Native allotments, including the Chinan Gaming Hall run by the Native village of Aklutna. The hall has previously faced pushback from the state, including earlier this year, a lawsuit against the gaming hall after the state claimed it violated the Alaska Native Allotment Act. The U.S. District Court ultimately ruling in favor of Aklutna. Well, today, the village telling us it's reviewing the announcement, adding that it, quote, understands this to be a step in the process of clarifying certain questions of legal jurisdiction important to the state. And just this evening, Patty Sullivan, Communications Director for the Alaska Department of Law, sent Alaska's news source a statement reading in part, quote, "It is for Interior to undertake the reevaluation process and for the state to see the result of that reevaluation process," end quote. The department also declined an interview at this time.
Happening now, changes here. Here's some drone video shot by Alaska's news source today showing those. Oh, that is so beautiful. Right. Look at that. Now, these are the changing leaves and the landscape from up above over Anchorage. Absolutely gorgeous.
We can stay on that shot? Okay,
all day.
Well, the sun out today.
Melissa joins us now with a sneak peek of what's to come.
Yes, we are going to see more beautiful conditions just like that. What was amazing to me, too, is how much of an area is untouched, right here in the heart of Anchorage, seeing such beautiful wilderness and not cold either, at least not right now. It's still 56 degrees here at Alaska's news source in Midtown, 55 out at Campbell Creek. We've got those mid-50s out on Muldoon, low 50s on the north and west sides of town here this evening. Look at that sun shining bright in Palmer as well at 54 degrees. Not much cooler in Ketchikan. A few showers still rolling through southeast, and we are still seeing wet conditions in Fairbanks where it is much colder. Temperatures there in the mid-30s. It's been a snow-rain mix in and out. In the interior, those showers now quickly pushing on to the east. We will see drier conditions in Fairbanks tomorrow and in southeast. Just a few lingering showers tonight, but also some much-deserved dry weather and sunshine is on the way for you. Across South Central with clear skies, it does mean a cold night is ahead, right back down into those mid-30s. So especially on the east side of town and Anchorage, and again in the outskirts, you'll see temperatures dropping close to that freezing mark. Be prepared for a potential frost and a little ice on the windshield tomorrow morning. But otherwise, that sunshine, it's going to hold all day Tuesday with high temperatures back into the low 50s in Anchorage and Fairbanks. You'll get the sunshine back, not necessarily the heat. About 40 degrees for your high temperature. Juneau at 55 and mostly sunny. We will see showers moving into Bethel, though, tomorrow, and I'll show you where that storm is headed next here in just a few minutes.
All right, sun felt so good. Melissa, thank you very much. Anticipated permanent fund dividend payout begins this Thursday. Here's a quick breakdown of what you can expect. Thursday, October 2nd, 2025 applications that were in the eligible not paid status by September 18th will be given on Thursday. Similar applications that are in that status by October 13th will be distributed on October 23rd, and eligible not paid status applications by November 12th will be sent out on November 20th.
And of course, PFD payments get issued. State leaders are reminding the public to be hyper aware of scams this time of year. Investigative team's Johnson Kuhn spoke with some of those leaders, and he joins us now.
Yeah, Johnson, what are state leaders telling you to kind of watch out for? What are they seeing this year?
Well, so they're saying a lot of things. They're saying that while these scams aren't anything they haven't seen before, they are currently seeing an uptick in activity. I spoke with the investigations manager for Alaska's Department of Revenue, who said that in addition to receiving reports about emails, they're also starting to see more text messaging as well.
And what are they saying that the emails and text messages are asking people to do?
So it's all of the emails and texts contain links. So it's a little bit less about asking people to do things, and it's more about following the instructions within the links. But the Department of Revenue says that no one's ever going to ask you to claim your PFD over the phone or through an email.
All right. We also understand that you spoke with Alaska State Troopers. Did they have some insight they could offer?
Yeah, definitely. Troopers kind of reiterated the same message in terms of confirming that people will never be contacted over the phone by any law enforcement for the purpose of collecting money. They also said that what makes these types of scams especially difficult is the fact that they're usually not able to hold the scammers accountable, because what they're seeing is a lot of the scams are taking place overseas. And that's why they stress the importance of staying vigilant, because that's oftentimes your best, if only, line of defense.
Johnson Kuhn, thanks for joining us with that report. And we will re-airing that story on the late edition. You can also watch it now on our website and mobile app. If you have a future idea, you can also reach out to our investigative team. Well, Election Day in Interior Alaska is next Tuesday, and as candidates continue to make their pitch to voters, Alaska's News Source interviewed everyone running in a competitive race to learn why they're running and what they could do if they were elected.
All right. Well, today we're going to hear from those running for Seat C on the Fairbanks North Star Borough School Board.
Audra Hull and Sam Spencer each hope to serve on the Fairbanks School Board. Hull says she is running because she cares about students in the community.
I've seen firsthand the impacts of declining enrollment, staffing shortages, and academic gaps. We need a leader that is going to stay focused, listen closely, and act with integrity.
She has a number of priorities for the district, including increasing literacy.
We know that literacy is the foundation for everything else, and our students deserve a strong foundation. The second one is the expansion of career and technical education opportunities. I want to give more students the opportunity to experience CTE.
Hull also supports flexible learning models in the district.
I've studied local demographics, and I can even advocated in Juneau for our district. I am not new to the scene. I've been here for years. Fairbanks deserves a school board member that's informed, compassionate, and willing to put students above all.
Spencer, meanwhile, hopes to increase transparency in the district's budget process.
Our teachers, our students, and our community need to understand what's going on with all of these different cuts and how these cuts impact them today, tomorrow, and in the future, because I think there's going to be more to come.
Due to budget cuts, she says students today do not have the same opportunities that her children did.
With my experience and my leadership with oil and gas, with my experience with contracting and project management, I have a strong facilities background. I believe that I can bring a lot to the table.
Spencer wants to empower teachers in their classrooms and bring back community trust.
There's a lot of students and families that have left the school district not just to homeschool their kids, but outside of the homeschooling for the interior. They've chosen options that were outside of the district. So I'd like to bring those students back. But more importantly, I'd like to bring them back to the public school system.
Hull and Spencer will appear on the ballot for borough residents on Election Day, October 7th. Alex Bengal, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.